Hey everybody, this is Alex with CELPIP Pro today here. I got Pavlo, a student who I helped to take the CELPIP test, and Pavlo is actually a very unique case. He has experience of taking the CELPIP test many times, and I wanted today to share this experience with the community. Hello, Pavlo.
Hello, nice
Hey.
to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well. We had a brief conversation earlier about how the things are going, so let's just jump into the business if possible. Um, Tell me, how long have you been in Canada for?
I've been in Canada with my family little bit more than 3 years. We arrived on 13 July 2022 from Spain, and I have two kids here with me and my wife and my kids. My daughter is learning is a school student. She is 10 years old, and my son, 19-year-old, he's Durham College students in computer science. We have job both, me and my wife, and life, it's, how to say, nothing to complain. But unfortunately, for sure that we still missing our status as many people, as many Ukrainian and other nation people who migrated last 3 years.
Right.
And this test and this
And and
kind
and
of
you
test,
you didn't take the easy route, right? Because you came to Ontario. Ontario is really difficult in this regard. There's lots of immigrants, but as little PRs are being given. So tell me more about your struggles with the language, as we all know language as one of the things that's almost always required for any immigration program, doesn't matter where you would go to. In Ontario, I know for you, the score that you needed to get was set fairly high, right? You were looking for CLB 7, if I'm not mistaken. While in some of the other provinces, you can be okay with CLB 5. So tell me a little bit more about your experience with the CELPIP test and how did that go for you?
okay. So regarding CELPIP test, and as Alexei told that I'm a unique case, and uh, so I'm person who has spoken English more than 17 years and probably even more, 20 years. But frankly speaking, I never learned English academically. I did it myself, probably sometimes with coach, but it's for short time. And I try to learn it in my business trips because it needed for my job. I talk to many Asian East and European people, but when I noticed that I never talk too much to native speaking, I mean English native speak people. So for all this time, for all this year, I achieved some result because I've been top manager at Siemens, probably in all this company, and people really understood me. People cooperate with me, but people never noticed my mistakes and never mentioned and told me about my mistakes and never correct me. They were polite to me. Probably I could leave it as it is, but when we arrived in Canada, so with the challenge to get the status, need to pass one of the tests, CELPIP, IELTS, something or another one. So it exposed everything. It's
Right.
exposed, yes, it's exposed everything, my grammar, my pronunciation, everything. Uh, the first time when I passed the CELPIP test, it was 2 years ago, than 2 years ago. I came there without probably any preparation. I
Uh-huh.
just looked at, I watched any podcast, some podcast on YouTube, or and read some information in internet, and I got, I remember very good, 9, 6, and 6, 6, 6.
Okay,
It's
that's pretty good for a first try.
yes, yes, it gave me some hopes for sure, because just I needed just achieve 7. My low score should be 7. I think
Hmm.
everybody knows for express entry, it's must be not less than 7 to get score and to be able to apply for
Hmm.
express entry. Oh, I start my preparation process. I hired some coaches online. I start learning more and more about
Hmm.
the test, and start every 3 or 5 months. I start passing this test and try and
Taking
put
and
my
taking
try.
attempts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take tries. It was different. It was
How many
different.
attempts did you have in total?
Totally have finally 8 atoms. Eight
Oh my God.
atoms.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 8 atoms. I don't know. It was like feeling probably like in casino, some addiction already, because yes, because I never. Yes, I did a lot of job. I think I dedicate a lot of
Right.
my time and resource. It was not easy to review all grammar, to
Absolutely.
to read. I bought many tests from Paragon directly from CELPIP. All their tests
Right.
I reviewed and tried to do, but unfortunately, last 7, 6 tests, I 5 tests. Last 5 tests, I missed just one score. So I achieved myself without really deep preparation, as we did with Alex. I achieved all scores very good, suitable. I mean, 9, 10, 8 for listening, reading, and writing. But
Right.
unfortunately, I could not achieve 7 to speaking. This
Even
is
a seven on speaking module. Yes, that
even at
was
7 at
that
speaking.
was the
Uh,
biggest problem, right?
there was a visit, yes, because the two things I can emphasize, and my opinion. First, what I already told, I never learned English academically, so I missed some grammar for sure,
Hmm. Hmm.
because some small points in grammar. And second thing, this is probably three. Second, that I almost never talk to people, native English speaking people, and pronunciation my was different, and probably
Hmm.
sometimes when Alex noticed that some words it really was not clear from me, at the attendants who checked my pronunciation and my performance probably reduced my score for this. And last point, this is actually my lifestyle, and it was related my psychological condition and situation of my life experience, because I'm not young guy,
Yeah,
as I already told. It's first things, because I have a lot of in my pocket. I have all my lifestyle, my style to talk to people. I don't I
definitely.
don't really a lot of talking person. I don't
That's
I don't speak a lot, and
That's
in
true.
my
We definitely had a little bit of that when we just started, right? Because you come in with so much life experience with like all the all the experience being a manager in a big international company, and then you talk to a guy who's like almost the same age as your kid is, right? Like your son's age, and that guy is supposed to teach you something. Like I understand, might feel a little bit awkward. That's you trusted me, and I really appreciate that. You came to me after six first initial attempts, right? And only five of these attempts, the speaking was the biggest challenge. This is when we felt like there is an invisible ceiling that doesn't let you to go to the level 7. And we worked on a few things. And when I listened to you during the first classes, I definitely realized like this person has such a great vocabulary. Like he's able to generate those ideas that are required on speaking. It's just the presentation where we are falling a little bit behind, right? So we worked quite a bit on speaking. We also worked a little bit on the writing just to make sure that that skill is not going to go a little bit off once you're too getting too concentrated on the speaking part. And your attempt number 7 after preparation with me, right? Tell me a little bit more about that attempt, because that's when we reached the ceiling, but we had still some trouble.
Yeah, it was really fun. I felt really good prepared for my seventh attempt after lessons with Alex, and he told me he believed in me, and okay, I booked my test, and I don't know what happened, but I'm confused with time. I confused with time. Test was scheduled for 9 morning, for 9 morning. But in my thoughts, it's left like 10 morning. So
Mm,
I came early. I came 2 minutes to 9 or 3 minutes to 9. It means earlier as it requested, but all people already start passing the test. I don't
right.
know. Say on one hand, I don't know why, but with pleasure of an attendant, they accept and they allowed me to go and to pass the test. But
Hmm.
I really got nervous, and I believe that my blood pressure. I know that it's my health condition in such situation. It's rise significantly, and it was unbelievable for me. But I got the six for
Listening,
listening.
yeah,
At the first test, I never got less than 9 for this.
right.
I have 9 and 10, but for this test I have a 6, and other two writing, reading and writing, uh, 8 and 7, and speaking 8.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had mixed feeling for sure feelings, because on the one hand I didn't achieve my goal. I mean, all scores should be not less than 7. On the other hand, I got 8 for speaking after more than 2 years preparation. This
Right.
was our both achievement. With Alex I shared this, but and we decided to do next try next week. Even
Hmm.
don't stop and waiting and preparing and to do next try. This is but because yes, for sure I felt more confident. This is now I
Yeah,
think for better pronunciation than when I started.
100%. So
Yes,
we wanted to take advantage of your preparation and just go and smash one more attempt, which is the final one. How did that one go?
Uh, you mean this last one?
Yes.
Uh, I was pretty more calm. I was
Yeah.
more calm. As I got first 3 tests, probably what I expect from them.
Hmm.
It's at my level, but for the speaking, it was the next fun confusion that I got a 6, but I was really upset. I felt upset, and but Alex told me he again confident in me, and he believed in me, and please go with go to reevaluate
The
to go
speaking
for
part, right?
yeah, have to reevaluate it. And yes, I trust him, and we reevaluated, and I got finally 7. So I said him from the beginning after test that I felt that my last attempt was probably was than seventh previous one, but probably automatically I could already did good.
Of
Speaking
course.
speaking performance, it was like with my experience, my skills, and and went automatically. This is not like something what was it my like my thinking. You never have time to think during the speaking test a lot,
Yeah,
and
you don't have a lot of time by any
yes,
means.
think about you have you have no time to think about your grammar. You have just time to read the questions, to understand question, and to come with your ideas. This is all what you have. No
Right.
grammar, no. This is what coming from your heart, from your I don't know from your pocket. No any thoughts, any
No,
thinking. Yeah.
you did really well. Like on the last one, I know you were a little bit upset with yourself, but I had a kind of a feeling like, hey, if your previous result was a CLB 8 on speaking, like you probably realistically you were somewhere in between a 7 and an 8. So I really had a good feeling about asking you to reevaluate the speaking part, and I'm glad it worked out. So this has worked, and now it seems like you're able to use the results to apply for permanent residency after, again, lots of the changes in the federal and the provincial programs. But you reached that score, and I congratulate you with this. Um, if you could give one piece of advice to someone who's struggling with the same kind of speaking part, what would it be?
Uh, uh, about speaking. First things, this is ideas because it's probably its most crucial point when during this test. And what I got from this test when I passed a lot of them, and now think about this. Don't think about yesterday. Don't think about probably about tomorrow.
Mhm.
Think about what happened with you in the morning
Okay,
or in the lunchtime, and you can find all answers in your morning and even in your lunchtime whenever you start passing this test. It means if the questions when you help people, you can say how to make coffee for you or tea for your kids or something what you when you feel something difficult, you can talk about how you get up or wake up from your bed. Whatever you want, but don't try to thinking about something really deep, really big point. Probably you have something. If it comes to your mind, it's very good. It's
right.
okay. But if no, just remember your
Yeah,
morning. That's all.
try to think about something close in the past.
Yeah, this really enough. This really enough. They don't expect from you because it was really my wrong and my mistake as guys who had really gold words in my previous life because you could imagine I was really top manager, quality manager, and people sitting on the meeting room on other place just waiting for my words. I should think a lot just to start
Yeah,
speaking because I understood that they depend on my words. Was really a huge responsibility.
right.
This was a really huge, but this is not about passing this test. You have no any responsibility. You just need to explain people something like easier, something simple.
Yeah,
This is a
sometimes it's all about
this was
the simple concept, right? Of course, you want to use sometimes some good vocabulary. If it doesn't come into your head, like don't concentrate, right, on the things that don't come into your head. concentrate on just delivering the main idea, right? And just continue speaking. That's what I tend to see with some of my students. They overthink a lot, and they try to either come with a very brilliant idea and they don't have enough time, or they try to come with the very elegant sentences, trying to put everything right in their sentence. Grammar should be right, pronunciation should be absolutely right, and they end up not speaking a lot, right? So they end up being quiet for a lot of time, and that's not going to be really good performance on the test, because the most important part, in my opinion, is going to be to actually being able to talk about the topic, to answer the questions that have been given to you, and if you can, on your way towards responding to a question, take as many um, check boxes as you can. That's great. That's great. But the most important is the idea.
And one goal true for all speaking prompts. It's very good not only for speaking part test.
Yeah,
I knew about this from other my perspectives and my my life stuff, but 5Y, 5W, 5W.
W.
This is much for all prompts. You should think about who, when, why, where, and what. I mean about things. If you explain everything about the point, what you are asked in the prompt, it works always. You should.
That's great.
This is expected from you for each prompt. This is details. You should explain who in the picture, what he's or she's doing, and
Yeah,
where he or she is,
exactly.
and what do you think about this. This is what really expected from you. Sometimes we try to skip it because we try to jump to another idea, but I did it really. When I memorized what happened previous test, and I really did this really mistakes. If you talk in terms of the CELPIP test, I jumped. I had ideas. I tried to bring more and more ideas, but I break on the explaining of details. You should think
Exactly.
that if you offer something to guy or to someone, you should explain why you offer.
That's
If
one of the big things I give during my
if
classes. Just
yeah,
imagine that the test rater is like a little baby, although they're not. They're adults, but imagine that they're the babies, and if you just throw in an idea, they wouldn't understand it without any extra explanation or an example. No, that's great. That seems like that worked out for you, and I'm glad it worked out. Well, good job on your speaking and overall in passing your test, finally getting the scores that you wanted. Thank you so much for meeting me today and sharing your experience. That was amazing work. Like we probably worked together for like what, 4 months or something like that, and then previously it was another 2 years of a really hard work and preparation. Yeah, you are the hardest working student I had to deal with. Like I remember how much you were preparing after every single class. You would spend twice or 3 times more time on self preparation. So I guess it's also a part of your character that helped you to pass the test. So good job on that. Yeah, it was my pleasure to be teaching you.
uh, from my side, thank you for being patient with me. And you didn't leave me alone with my theological issues. I know this, and I can assess myself really correct. I know myself, what is my weaknesses, what is my strengths, and thank you for your ideas. Many of them still helpful. I believe I can even now these scores don't influence a lot to my resident status process, but it's really raised me in my employer's eyes
Mhm.
because they remember my score 2 years ago, and now when I brought it up on the table, and for sure I got some scores in my respect, in my respect to me to from my employer. That's it's really helpful, even even it doesn't affect on your residence status process. It can affect your position in your company, and thank you for you too for this also for
I
this
think it
call,
also helps you with
for
like
sure.
just understanding that, you know, whatever obstacle you have in the life, right? If you break it down into small pieces and get a little bit of help, maybe from the other person, you can complete like almost anything, and you can reach the target at the end of the day. So it adds up to the character of yours, and makes you feel that you know what your worth is, and you are able to reach those targets even professionally, of course.
Yes, my employer also feels it, and you, even before to pass this last two tests, I got promotion because people start feeling that I really changed myself. I more easy communicate to them. They probably start understanding me better than it was before,
Mhm.
because I'm more confident in myself in this case, because I it's very good. Thank you. Thank you that I found you. Yes, it's even even I will get my resident status finally, and this course will be like not really huge influencer. It was really helpful. It is helpful to adapt myself in a new environment, in
Yeah,
in new society,
society.
and to feel more confident and to go ahead. This is
Great.
the
Love
the
that.
thing. The things. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
you guys are doing fabulous.
I recommend guys who's going to change something in your life, probably more fast than you expect. Please start learning with this guy.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, and if someone asks me, for sure I would recommend, and I start recommending, and I would recommend. Yes, it's helpful. But
It's helpful.
yeah,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you, Paolo, so much. It's my pleasure to seeing you today. I wish you and your family best of luck in Canada. You are adapting, and I feel like you've already integrated pretty much. So Canada feels like your second home, and I wish you all the best in becoming the resident and citizen in the future. So that your family have peace in this country and enjoy living in here.
Hope so.
Thank you.
See you in Calgary,
See you in Calgary. Let me know when you're going to be coming in, and
for
also let
sure.
me know when something clears up in terms of the permanent
For sure.
residency application, because I'd
For
like
sure.
to know about the changes in your life. Well done. Thank you. Okay, I'll stop the recording here.